What's going on? Today is December 19, 2025, and it's a Friday. Here in Sherbrooke, it is cloudy and raining, and it's 14 degrees Celsius, 58 degrees Fahrenheit, unseasonably warm for December 19th. We're going to have 8 hours and 43 minutes of sunlight. I don't remember the time for sun coming up and sun coming down. If I'm correct, tomorrow is the winter solstice. So, one more day after today, the days, well actually no, today's the last day where I can say the days are getting shorter, since tomorrow is the shortest day of the year, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like sort of a lunatic. There's a crossing guard there. I'm talking to myself like a crazy person. Yesterday went well. The show was good. Good jazz music. It's a little loud here right now. I would get uncomfortable at this intersection because there's often people here and I'm recording myself, although I'm not usually filming myself here. Oh, well that was brief. Yeah, the show was great. The band were nice. However, there weren't that many people, which was sort of a bummer. But yeah, it was really, really good. Now, and so I started doing janitorial work last night, but it was late, and I was getting drunk, and I was getting fed up, so I didn't finish. So I'm gonna go do that. Then I'm gonna go to Melbourne, not Australia, but Melbourne, Quebec, to play Magic the Gathering, and hopefully a little bit of multiplayer Flesh and Blood, because I bought that multiplayer Flesh and Blood box, and I never played because I've never been able to convince anybody that Flesh and Blood is fun. I also don't have many card gaming friends, especially 4 of them, or 3 other ones. But now I figured out that I do. So I'll try to finish this up real quick. I guess there's really no point in me continuing to film myself. It's not very comfortable, physically, and also I feel self-conscious, more self-conscious than when I'm just talking into my phone, recording myself talking. Also the fact that I'm doing this in English. Speaking of English, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine last night. He's about to put out an EP. Anyway, the first EP from this band that he's had for a while. He was talking about across the street here, jaywalk across Aberdeen. I do this twice a day, every day, jaywalk across Aberdeen. It can be a source of frustration when I'm in a hurry. I don't know, it's like a central part of my life, jaywalking across Aberdeen. what was I going to say? Yes. Anyway, I'm pretty going into too much detail for no reason, but we were joking about basically making his band associated with the Quebec separatist movement, which I think my friend might be a separatist. I don't know. As a way to promote his project. But then I was like, well, we can't do that because, or like, that's not going to work because the name of your band is in English. And he had a good point of like, there's generally no effort like to make like outreach towards Quebec Anglophones with the separatist movement, which, I mean, if you don't know if you're not from Quebec, there's been a pretty dedicated core of Francophone Quebecois people who want to secede from Canada, which was a lot more popular like 70s, 80s, 90s. There's even a point in the 90s where there was a referendum and Quebec almost became its own country. But I'm sorry. I'm trying to like not get hit by a car at the same time as I'm walking. What the fuck am I talking about? Oh yeah. But a big part of this movement is French identity. Not French as in like associated with French, but like the French identity within the French language. Don't get into because there's a lot about the history that I don't know, and also it's a really long story. But like there are people who are born and raised in Quebec, especially outside of Montreal. Feels like a big sort of, I was gonna say it's a big issue, but it's mainly like it's used as a big issue, which is, I mean, like to push like other things now, especially like anti-immigration stuff. But it's essentially that like there are a lot of people in Montreal that don't speak French at all, and it's the only place really, aside from like smaller places such as Lennoxville, is part of Sherbrooke. Aside from those, Montreal's pretty much the only place where you can like live your entire life without speaking a single word of French. But yeah, like that's used. I mean, quite recently, like last year or 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, by our shitty populist provincial government to like modify the language laws to make it more difficult for people to like assimilate into Quebec culture, but no, just to immigrate, and also to get jobs and also speak French. But yeah, like, anyway, I never thought about how important it could be for the Quebec separatist movement to do outreach to these Anglophones, because I mean, at this point, they need everybody that they can get on their side. The movement is not really that strong. And Quebec Anglophones have been, I don't know if oppressed is the correct word, but like sort of like pushed to the margins. I used to work with a lot of Anglophones, you know, like born and raised in Lennoxville Anglophones who have a chip on their shoulder, understandably, by being sort of like excluded from the Quebec identity because they don't speak French. Anyway, I just found this like, it started off as a joke, but it was like a fascinating idea. Oh, I gotta run. And I'm gonna stop talking. I have no idea what it's gonna be like later today since I didn't check. Oh, today I'm thinking about, what song am I thinking about? Thinking about the song, I didn't think about it before. I'm thinking about PJ Harvey. I'm thinking about the song, Pocket Knife, I guess. I hope I haven't talked about that one yet. It's a good song. It's from Her. It's a fantastic PJ Harvey album. Alright, as you can see, very little chance of any beautiful blue skies or golden sunshine all along the way today, but I'm still convinced I'm going to have a great day. Again, I hope you have a great day.